highlight series that we have on the entire weekend. Let's get into it.
Let's do it. 6-star for the opening hard point. Should be a real fun battleground. Who's going to come out and assert the tone of this series first? We know what Vancouver like to do, but can Dan Ghosty show up for maybe even arguably the first time this weekend and allow 100 Thieves a chance to get the opener? Good, decent stun coming through from Hook. Shut down those 100 Thieves, find the first 2 kills.
And you can already see it. They were prepared for the aggression out of Vancouver. They were trying to push through to instantly flip those spawns. You have a double stack around that middle map area, and it leads to a clean 4 dead. So the Thieves coming out swinging early into this game.
How about first 4 kills for Kremp? Turn that into 5 quickly. Does get naded, has to hold his ground over towards DJ Booth just to try to get this early cruise missile, which is an astonishing start. And nearly gets the better of Abuza, but the final shot lands and the streak is shut down as Surge make their move.
Now we're on the final 15 seconds at P1, still in control of the spawns. Is going to be 100 Thieves, and all the hilltop, all the trades going in their favor. So if you are Vancouver, you are forced to find a break, which they are very successful at doing on the map like 6-star, second overall throughout the entire league. And they're going to need to find success early on before this game gets out of hand.
It's just no one's getting through Kremp. 6-1. Ghosty also off to a 4-1 start. 0-4 tallied up towards the baby pool on the left, and that's enough for another clean wipe to come through, except for Abuza, who gets around the back, but it's red, and 100 Thieves are off to the races.
You can already tell the communication is in sync right now for the Thieves. They are accounting for every single player on the side of the Surge, and it's very difficult to do so with how fast they play, but here comes Abuza and Brezzy, the ARs for Vancouver. They find 3 kills in the feed. The break comes in, and now Thieves got to work their way back on in.
Trophy systems deleted. Vancouver replaced one of their own. Abuza trying to hold on to this back elbow. Pushed off by nades, not from the front. It's just down to what can 100 Thieves find, and the answer is nothing. It's Hook and Brezzy for all 4, and now all of a sudden there's 4 in a row for Hook.
And this is a scary moment now because Surge are walking away with that junk time. They're going to put themselves in a position to be at that new hill early off this new rotation. You have 0-4 finding a couple cutoff kills through the middle of the map. Can he find the second? He was prepared versus Ghosty. Now it's Nasty. Last player alive. You want to play your life because look how far your teammates are away from this new hill.
Yeah, problem is that Vancouver have read this, but the Semtex lands. Brezzy forced to take the engagement, and he does at least win it. Vancouver not going to have the primed setup that they want, though, from the front side of the hill. And with that, 100 Thieves can jump over the wall and try to get themselves in, but 0-4 shuts it down single-handedly. A stun locks him in place, but the damage has already been dealt. 100 Thieves still trying to contest, but immediately bounced out of the hill.
Surge are right back into this game now. Flawless off that P2 to P3 rotation. They withstand that first push coming in, but Nasty, the dirty work player for this 100 Thieves roster, finding a couple clutch kills in the moment. Now he's also able to find the third. He's able to find the 4th. Nasty just had himself a takeover.
Ghosty trying to follow up behind that. He's going to have Joe Deceives with him. Final 15-second fight as 100 Thieves continue to wiggle their way in for a little bit more time here and there. Nasty off his next life.
Oh my
goodness. Nasty 10-5. What a time for him to start to pop off as Thieves will win the scrap and enjoy about a 40-point lead as we rotate to New.
Seattle Surge, Vancouver Surge, apologies, are going to have the rotation over towards New. They start off with the initial 3 kills in the feed, so now Thieves will force the break once again. They are the best breaking team that we have on 6-star. Can they find success early on, or at least keep this contested, because we know how impactful this P4 hardpoint can be to get yourself back into this one.
Couple of question marks here for Vancouver on this opening setup, but Brezzy from the backside of the secret catwalk able to find at least a response towards this play over at security. Now the full focus for Surge right towards the middle of the map, as this is a 2v4 elected fight coming over for 100 Thieves, and it gets absolutely shut down, and with that, Vancouver clean in the first 40.
Vancouver's setup right now is flawless. The fact that they were all spread out, winning their one-on-one gunfights, all their bases covered. Now they're controlling the spawns. If you are the Thieves, you cannot try to attempt a break at this P4 through mid-connector. Surge take the lead right on back, and only taking this final 10 seconds, they're already showing presence around this middle map area.
And 0-4 is looking for kill number 5. Yeah, really good read on Joe Deceives. Does he get the information onto Ghosty? Sure seems to know he's there. And the shots are perfect. First cruise missile will be tallied in favor of Vancouver, who win the rotation to bar, and now all of a sudden have a chance to gain a 40-point lead of their own.
And the cruise missile is a big difference, especially on a map like 6-star. With Vancouver now in control of P1, you would hope that Hoop would have gotten at least 1 kill over towards Steps, because the trade spikes now in the advantage position for the Thieves. They are flying in, they find that break, and now Surge got to work their way back on in.
The map continues to ebb and flow evenly between these two squads. 30 seconds to battle over. Hook from the mid connector, stunned up. Joe finds the trade. Now it's just down to what else can he do. Second kill is decent. Tries to go to the Semtex, shut down. Ghosty looking for a double, and nice snap over to 04, who is low on health, and that allows 100 Thieves to still fight for the hill.
Right now, 100 Thieves know that they do not have any presence on the opposing side, and Ghosty starting to get activated. His worst KD on the season so far here at EWC, sitting at a 0.9. Trying to right the wrongs here on 4 in a row. Basically a tie game going into the second half at P2. Thieves are going to go to try to attempt this break opportunity. Let's step aside and go and listen in with the Thieves.
Okay. Something kind of one shot.
Take your time. Wait, Alfred dead. Nice, good job.
Nice.
Nothing shot time, nothing shot time. Nice.
I'm waiting.
He went back, he's diving mid.
Outer side.
Yo, back to two. Back to one shot, bro. Shot equals.
Alright, listen, pushing out the front. Pushing out the front. They know we flip. They know we flip. Alright, 5-0.
I stand.
I take a mid sub.
He's close.
I sent him as well.
3, 2, 1.
He got time.
Boozy, he's on the side.
Boozy, one more front. Nice, one more front.
Yep. He's... Staircase in the tree. He's on the tree.
I'm going back there.
We go back right here.
Tree dead.
Nice, good job.
Go.
Get this.
Could be outer, maybe?
7 Brizzy. I'm trying it. 7 is dead.
Nice shot. Push, guys.
Could be close.
I'm doing half. He shot me for ring of 4. I'm cutting for it. I'm going half, okay? One's ring. I think this one out.
Really?
Yeah, one's ring. Yeah, they did. Statue really big. Elbow and farther.
Wow, you could definitely tell that there were some moments there where 100 Thieves were a little bit discoordinated, but hey, that listening, pretty perfect, channeling out with the same timings, calling for the heavy pushes, and now 100 Thieves have a chance to break from the front.
Yeah, they're setting up for these team pushes. The communication is on point, but 04 is causing havoc this time with the Renetti. It's already 4 dead in the feed. Thieves all the way across the map. Keep in mind, he still has that cruise missile just in case the Thieves find success on this break, but Vancouver changing it up so far on this 6-star. They have struggled in that rotation aspect, but they have won a majority of them so far.
And a lot of it is thanks to this guy right here. 21 and 15, over a minute in the hill already, as Vancouver will have to try to hit through old on their way to do. 20 seconds of scrap time to fight for. Here comes the pinch around the back, but just as soon as it starts to develop, you've got a really solid read from 100 Thieves, and 04 can't continue on that pursuit. So now it's just about trying to get a rotational win over towards New.
And that's what the aggression needed to slow down a bit. You needed to let 04 open up that pinch angle and then attack through that front side to allow the Thieves to keep themselves into this game. They're winning the rotation now over towards P4. 10-point difference. If you are 04, this might be an opportunity where you have to invest that cruise.
And indeed he will. You've got some success from Abuza at mid, so now it's just down to getting a read on where the players are in front of the hill, and Hoop will be able to take down Ghosty. So now it's just down to winning the gunfights on the hill itself. A little bit of trouble getting through Joe Deceive. Stuns, nades, really well tossed here by 100 Thieves. This holds off Vancouver a little while longer. So a 50-50 battle over the top of the hill. And wouldn't you know it, 04 dances on in, and he's going to be able to find 2, nearly the third. Leaves a 1v1 for Abuza, but with help on the way, 100 Thieves will hold.
That's fantastic plays out of the Thieves players to just trade out effectively, withstand that cruise missile coming in and still hold on to this hard point. 15 seconds still to fight for. You got Hook just flying on in, trying to contest it. 04 last man standing. A stun is going to connect, but he still finds the kill. Nade good enough, though, from Kemp to walk away with the final 10. Now the Thieves are going to grow a nice little 20-point lead. Back to the third rotation we go.
I mean, really, outside of a couple of absolutely miraculous doubles and triples out of Vancouver, 100 Thieves have played the map tremendously well. And now, all of a sudden, those patterns and trends that continue to build in favor of the Thieves are leading to one of our largest leads to this point. Again, getting right about that 40-point mark. Ghosty shutting things down over towards the aquarium, and 100 Thieves are comfortable inside the bar hill.
And now, if you are Surge, you have to slow this game down big time. Going one by one, and the Thieves are picking you apart. Ghosty is catching every single read on 4 in a row. 2 off earning himself his own cruise missile to play with. They breached that 200-point mark. Ghosty strikes again, puts down shots to set up his teammates, but 04 again with the double.
It just feels like every single time that Vancouver is about to be completely eliminated out of the hill, someone puts together a double and allows the next free break to come out. So again, hero moments for Vancouver. Keep this game well within reach as we look over towards P2. Vancouver spawning on the favored side.
Final 10 seconds in favor of the Surge. Rotation as well. Over towards his P2 hard point. All of these players attacking through that front end. Nasty at least finds a gunfight through the middle, but Abuza's going to spawn right in towards the back. This is where you got to take advantage. 4v3.
Absolutely. All of it coming from the front, and 04 is the first one to drop. Late to this hill is going to be Abuza. Kremp naded on the side pool, but Nasty finding two from the front. It's just down to can you find where the final player is, and Brezzy will fall off the map. So now 100 Thieves break from the front and a chance to win the game here.
And then Vancouver, they got to get in. They're trapped in towards the backside. You need one wave of kills to go your way, but Nasty and Jodeci getting it done. Nasty on 4 in a row. 15 seconds till they take map 1.
Oh, but Nasty gets caught off the reload. Doesn't make a difference, though, because 100 Thieves will move the spawns around just a touch. Hook has to break from the vent. First shots are decent. Second, not going to be there. Last 5 seconds, and the last contestant in the form of Brezzy will drop 100 Thieves. Great macro play through map 1. Take a convincing win.
Fantastic plays from the Thieves. Slow start at the beginning of the game. You allowed Surge to start to pull away. But once you were able to realize what the Surge were throwing at you, we take down 0-4. Don't allow him to get a double. We should put ourselves in a very, very good spot, as it was the turning point of the game at that second P3, when Vancouver were initially winning the rotation. They found themselves on the right side of the map. But then the Thieves, this is what they do best. Work on those breaks, set it up properly. They work their way through the front. Nasty starts it off by finding multi-kill after multi-kill. And then you hold that, you chain it over to the P4, withstand the cruise missile coming in. And that was the runaway moment in that game for Thieves. They take map 1.
Yeah, I think, you know, kind of looking back over it, if you want the spark notes, even though the Surge were finding great hero moments, Nasty provided just enough response and some hero moments of his own, to be fair, to where he was able to at least keep the game from being too runaway from the side of Vancouver. And then Ghosty coming in massive in the macro game, helping Thieves continue with rotation, continue to set up good breaks. And I think that's really what impressed me the most about this 100 Thieves team on this map that they had not played yet this weekend.
And that's the Ghosty that we tend to have fallen in love with so far in this season. He's been a top 5 AR all season long, and he shows it there. When you jumped into the list, you can already tell the teamwork aspect was there. They were counting down 1, 2, 3, chow. Make sure everyone is in sync, because you know how fast Surge can play at times. But when that communication is leading, when you have your main AR dominating the way that he did, really setting the tone, spawning in late, because Nasty was their hero in the beginning of this game. It was only a matter of time before Thieves, doing the fundamental things correctly, holding down certain hard points, finding early breaks, led to a great victory in that map number 1.
Really clean stuff. And I think in terms of, again, trying to evaluate what we have yet to come, you look at this hard point, and that is a hard point that can maybe best what we saw from FaZe, or at least be able to match and give them a run for their money. Now, in the actual series that we're in right now, though, how much do you look at map 2, 3, and 4 now for Vancouver having to win, because that Rio Surge is still map number 5? Does Surge have to win these next 3 to win the series?
Without question. They have been undefeated so far this weekend in Search and Destroy. They have been battle tested on High Rise not once, but twice, and they were victorious in both. It's an absolute square up. 7-4 on one side for the Thieves, 7-3 for Surge on the opposing side. But if you are Vancouver, you cannot afford to go up against this Thieves roster and chow them across the map, because one thing that they do great is always finding a first blood.
Yeah, it's a really good point. The only other kind of element, if you want to throw it in as a factor here, is the fact that we have seen this Vancouver Surge team twice on the map here this weekend, and it's looked good. So even though the regular season tallies have this as a pretty neutral battleground, Vancouver is going to be the team happy to see it pop up. Not that 100 Thieves will be upset about it, but again, the recency bias definitely leaves us looking at this map as a favor towards Surge. But I think you're right. You know, regardless of how you've played it so far this weekend, Thieves have looked miraculously good at finding first blood safely, not getting traded out, taking 4v3s early on in the round.
And the good thing for them is that they're SMGs who are playmakers, because you heard in multiple interviews with Kremp, he said, we couldn't really figure it out. We could not get in sync and Search and Destroy. But so far this weekend, they have figured out that aspect.
Good point.
Those calculated risks are big. When you're going to be that island player is how you're going to cost your team or win your team the game. So Kremp, if he's going to play that same exact role, you have to make sure you're making that big impact plays.
Should be a fun one, man. I think, again, just based on what we saw from map number 1, this feels like every single map will be kind of a heavy contest, a very back and forth affair in a lot of ways. Will that continue to be the case, or can Vancouver provide the response that they need to get this series leveled and have a chance to possibly, like we said, do what needs to be done, which feels like they would have to win this plus map 3 and 4, avoiding that Rio Surge for map number 5. We'll see if that occurs. Vancouver on the opening offense. Hook tosses a stun out towards A, but has full intentions of trying to play through underground.
Yeah, no trophy systems to work with in these early rounds. A couple of stuns are going to be able to connect. Thieves gaining a little bit of info. But they go into the default setup, playing real safe in the back of their spawn. You have one player roaming in bottom pit and Joe Deceives, and it seems like the pressure's about to be on him.
He's good for it, though. First blood tallied. Brezzy the one to fall. Bomb also drops because of that. And with that, look, this is what we're talking about. 100 Thieves find a first blood, and then immediately back off, play the full 4v3 from here. 45 seconds to go.
And usually when Surge find themselves in a man disadvantage, someone tries to go out and potentially make a miraculous play. And it usually falls into the hands of Hook, but he is that bomb carrier.
Yep.
You got to work your way back to that objective, but here comes the double pinch from Thieves.
I think that little push-up plus Abusa watching the lane, though, allows them to know that they can make at least a plant occur. Kremp, good timing. Difficult through the barriers over towards Elevator. And eventually trades will come through in favor of Nasty. So the numbers situation, again, able to allow 100 Thieves a very comfortable retake.
Fantastic plays to start it off from Joe to Thieves to win that one-on-one through Underground onto Brezzy. And then in the 3v4, they realized, okay, they're not showing any presence over towards Blue, so let's just decide to push on through it. But we're not going to send just one player. We're sending two on two different angles. They gave up the B Street. Surge were thinking, okay, we can work this objective down for free. We got propane control. We should be good on this post-plant scenario.
Yep.
But they were just not expecting that pinch to develop so fast out of Thieves. They take round one.
And that's the thing that I like about how Thieves, like what we talked about just a moment ago, when they find an opening first blood, especially from the defensive side, everyone backs off.
Yep.
You don't allow Seattle to come forward and find an easy elimination. And then you essentially retake the whole map in a 4v3 form. Really clean stuff from Thieves. And now they get their first crack at the offense. Focus down mid lane, and that's enough for first blood. So again, it's that opening focus for Thieves, finding very early elimination.
And also knowing your opponent. Surge are always going to be the aggressors. So Hook is not able to find success around bottom blue. Again, the man disadvantage for Surge, but a lot of presence over towards B Street. You're just simply outnumbered, though, because Thieves still have all four.
Nade's going to come over the top of this B site. Before still holding deep inside, and he may catch timing here. Joe is trying to stick in the corner. Trade is good. Numbers still favor that of 100 Thieves. Brezzy trying to make a move from the opposite side of the map, and he's going to try to join up with Abusa to see if they can stop this plant. But again, 100 Thieves just back off, and they just absolutely allow Surge to come forward. They're spinning a web, and Surge are just flying right into it.
Every time they have the man advantage, even if you're able to spot one player from the Thieves, there's someone there for the trade. Phenomenal plays out of them to find that early first blood onto Hook. Probably don't want to be aggressive early into these rounds. You want to slow this game down because this is a high-pressured match to make your way into the grand finals at the EWC. But right now, Thieves, they're just playing correctly.
Yes.
In Search and Destroy, this is how you win. You were in a 4v3, you trade it out, you will have at least one player left at the end.
Do not let your numbers advantage go to waste. It's just good, clean, efficient search. May not be flashy, but it works. It works very well. So now all of a sudden Vancouver going to take a little bit of a page off the Thieves book, just kind of playing a bit passive through mid. Going to try to see if they could scout anything out that may have gotten aggressive, but not to be. 100 Thieves is, again, just playing this 2-2 split very comfortably.
This time Joe DeCease switches up his spot. So he's sitting on the top little hop up, but Hook with a Semtex across the map is able to find that kill onto Kremp. So now man advantage in favor of the Surge. Already showing a lot of presence over towards B Street. You have top propane. Let's just get this bomb down.
Yeah. Joe, this could work. Just comes down to the timing. And I think he's actually checked to see there is no plant yet.
And the thing that's scary is that Brezzy was the guy holding down top propane. He now has to give up the positioning to work this objective. Joe DeCease wants those gunfights back. He has everybody one shot, but Hook takes care of him. 0-4 finds Nasty. Now Ghosted left in the 1v4. You stand no chance. I thought Joe DeCease, he almost timed it to perfection. But Vancouver able to secure their first round off of the first blood.
I mean, I think if you're taking that evaluation, he did time it correctly. It's just a bullet away from finding a two-piece. Sometimes it just be like that. But good response from Surge. They get the quick trade. They also read the surrounding presence from Thieves right afterwards, and they don't drop a single member after the first blood comes through. So good bounce back for Vancouver.
Definitely helps when you're hitting a sticky grenade, a
for real.
Semtex over the map onto Kremp over at that A site. So now they go back to the defensive end. It was slow and steady, wins the race for the Thieves players, and you allowed the Surge to walk right into you, and this time they're just going to take B Street away.
Yep. But Nasty's watching. First blood is good again. And again, 100 Thieves don't push anything afterwards. It's just sitting there and saying, we know you guys have to make some sort of a move. Abusa now going to get isolated over towards B alley. I mean, it is just absolutely perfect of how to play a man-up situation.
Every single time you think you spot one, there's always another player behind you. But this is what Surge need to get better at if they want to try to make this S&D even competitive. Because when you find that first blood early on, or when you're first blooded, the second player in hoop, or one of the SMGs, always tries to be a playmaker. And then you get caught, then you instantly put both of your ARs in a very, very tight situation. Yep. Another first blood in favor of the Thieves, instantly turn it into a 4v2. The double chow comes in over towards B Street. Then you work the plant. 4 up, 4 down, clean round from Thieves.
Yeah, and I think if you're Vancouver, you need to take a little bit of a moment here and just start playing a little bit more patient, right?
Take a breath.
Yep. I won't say that they're trying to force things, but their identity in Search and Destroy has always been to try to be a little bit more aggressive, and that's just not working out to this point. So we'll see if those adjustments will come through. Those will swap the sides and do it again.
Now Thieves back on the defensive end. Do they decide to change the pace up a little bit? And yeah, it's going to be Dan Ghosty applying a little bit of pressure over towards B Street, not allowing Vancouver to take propane for free.
Ghosty does get stunned, but ultimately not really affected. It will at least keep JD a little bit more avidly aware of what could possibly be happening over towards B. 0-4. This is a route with an MCW, tell you what. Trying to see if maybe he can catch a jump up peek through the window. Not going to happen. Instead, there are shots behind him. First blood tallied, but 0-4 is behind the play, and that's going to work out to break down the defense.
Perfect timing right there to 0-4 to hit that hop up to find the double. So man advantage in favor of the Surge. And I don't know if you're going to have a read that. The Thieves are super aggressive over towards B Street. Some bad Call of Duty timing in favor of Ghosty, but 35 seconds to go.
Yeah, really good patience here from Brezzy. Not trying to force for an early plant. Yep, let that play towards A. Come back over to the other side of the map. You've got high ground control at helipad. No reason to do anything too crazy. And that, I won't say is a page out of Thieves' book, but it is a good counter, a good read, saying if they want to take these long-range AR gunfights, let's see if we can sneak behind them a different way.
Yeah, so far, both squads are playing their numbers advantage basically perfect. So they're going for those double chows, making sure that they're effective on those trades, but 0-4 just catching his timing. Was ready for the double to come on in. If you were Nasty, you were supposed to be the player on the jump up to at least potentially find that call out. But he catches the timing for Surge to secure their second round.
And I think the good thing about that from Surge is that Hook doesn't immediately try to push out A. He's going to let the 100 Thieves defense come a little bit closer towards the helipad, and then he just sacrifices his life for the cause. So good micro decision-making moment there for Vancouver, getting us back to within 1. And how about it? How about a patient setup now all of a sudden for Surge? Definitely getting a read that Thieves aren't going to try to challenge anything too early. Let's let them come to us.
Surge should get a read already. So there's a lot of presence over towards B Street. This time 0-4 playing that hop-up spot. But it's Kremp on the jump-up. Already working his way behind that crack shack. He's able to find the first blood.
No one was watching the A cross at all. Brezzy was deep in the spawn. Kremp just pops up, finds 2 for free in the back of the site. That's just a miss setup right there for Vancouver. Flat out, that shouldn't be allowed to happen.
Absolutely not, because you're already getting the info. There's no stuns, no nades over towards B Street, so they're either working bottom pit. You're watching that already. They're not there, so they have to be working their way around blue or helipad side. Someone has to commit on that hop-up, and Kremp makes him pay for it. He jumps up, catches the first blood, and then he's able to find another double kill after that for 3 on the round. Thieves in a nice little comfortable lead now, up 4-2.
Yeah, really good stuff. I mean, that's the one hole in that whole defensive setup that comes through. But it does feel odd. I mean, if you're going to invest all of your resources for Surge to watch B Alley, know that someone's going to be able to watch that mid-cut close, and someone's got to watch the A side of the map. So, bit of a missed setup there. But regardless of it, chance to still battle back. Not too far out of reach yet, but it's getting close. 100 Thieves up 4-2.
And I'll just let the play clock wind its way on down if you are Thieves. No need to force anything. The pressure is going to be on Surge to potentially start this comeback. They are now working their way through bottom pit. All blue control in their favor, but Jodeci's getting stunned. You're going to send in Hoop for that kill.
Yep, that's again just a heavy-handed hit from Surge, and this time they do read that Kremp is trying to play aggressive on the backside of it, but they get Nasty involved for a double. There's still one more nearby. Brezzy does take down Ghosty, so Nasty knows he needs to back off to try to reset this 1v2.
Might have found the timing at least for the first kill. Nasty working on the ace, 1v1 versus Brezzy.
Brezzy's seen him. Opening shots are in, but the follow-up! Oh my goodness! Nasty was a bullet away from securing it. Not to be, though. Surge, hang on and bring us back to within 1.
It starts with that first blood onto Joe. That stun is able to connect. No trophy system able to keep him alive in that scenario. And then on the opposing side, Kremp tries to make up for that first blood. Instantly chows in towards blue, but that was basically exactly what Thieves did to them on one of their attacking grounds. 4-3.
And I will say again, just from the adjustment standpoint, Vancouver's offense has made the right reads. The first round, it's just a delayed hit to find a free double. This time it's, let's isolate the player towards underground late into the round. So they're finding good adjustments on the attacking side. Now it's just down to can they do it defensively.
Need to, and it's not going to be easy because Thieves on the season are the #1 attacking team that we have on high rise. And it all usually starts off of the back of that first blood. So you can already see the Thieves slowing it down, trying to get an early read because they gained a little bit of info that someone is pushed up towards B Street.
Yeah, that's absolutely it. This is all about can Thieves find a way to keep 04 out of the picture towards elevator side. Meanwhile,
1 HP?
1 HP, and through the cracks of the barrel, Nasty's able to take down Brezzy, but further action starts to ensue over towards the B side of the map. 04 trying to get active, and he will find Kremp, who is low on health. So all things told, we get to ourselves a 3v2 situation in favor of Vancouver, which forces Joe to make a play.
Joe's already going to have those covert sneakers on, so he's going to be dead solid on his pinch onto Abuza, but he's playing a corner. And I don't know if Joe's going to be ready for it. He's actually going to read it. And then the snap onto Hook for the double. Now a 2v1 left up to 04.
04, though, does he get any information on the cross? Oh, no, he's studying inside the elevator, so he's just playing to see if he can find timing over towards B, and the plant's going to come through.
But if you're the Thieves, you already know where 04 was. He was able to at least take down one of your players at this propane area. He couldn't have gotten far. Bomb goes down at A, 40 seconds to go.
04 can't see the exit either, so he's going to have to do a lot of figuring out in terms of where this 100 Thieves post plant is. And he's taken the long route over towards window side, and I believe the Thieves have now seen him. Yep, sure have. No way you get out of windows here. 23 seconds on the clock. 04 trying to make something happen. Thieves are on the hunt here. Hold on. Timing could actually work out, but not going to happen. The gunfight win comes through, and 100 Thieves get the map point.
That show to see is just making those kind of heads-up plays, those risk-taking plays, working his way through underground, making sure that he has his manners to close the door behind him so no one is able to get that info early on to give the comms to Abuza. But reads that first kill, and then the snap onto Hook just completely catches him off guard. You get the bomb down at A. There's so many spots you got to account for. And Joe Deceives was ready for that final fight. He finds 3 in a row in that round. As we take a look at it again, the first shot was great, but the second shot even better. That is versus a world champion, and now Thieves at game point.
Vancouver have had a great set of offensive rounds in a row, but they need this one more than ever. And now all of a sudden, how about Thieves taking a bit of an aggressive step up over towards B Alley, and wow, they almost take down Abuza. But not going to happen. We stay 4v4. A late trophy keeps Ghosty alive.
Perfect timing for that trophy. Come on in and still hold down these power positions over towards B Street. Because you know if you're Surge, you cannot commit your way out towards blue to work your way at A. You have to go over towards B because neither player has dropped on either side.
Abuza's been seen again. This is 2 ARs over for Thieves on the B Alley. Hook tossing the trophy system up on into the point. Not committing for any sort of an aggressive play for B yet, though. They know that Joe Deceives is playing bottom pit. They're trying to isolate him again, but the problem is Kremp has found first blood to the other side of the map, and you've got to go to pick up this space. Hook not able to be a part of this play towards B, and he's been shot at over towards this A helipad.
Look at how aggressive Kremp is getting. I don't know if Hook's going to be ready for the gunfight. Kremp, the island player, able to catch the double. Now 4v2, the ARs for a Surge. Brezzy falls, Abuza left in the 1v4. Only 20 seconds left. Bomb all the way across the map, and that is going to be the Thieves securing map number 2. Up 2-0 in the series, handing Surge their first S&D loss of the weekend. And now you're sitting comfortable.
You got to think to a certain point. I know we talk about this maybe kind of half-handedly at times as commentators of there's a lot of film on certain teams when you play a certain map on a weekend. 100 Thieves haven't played this map yet this weekend. Surge have played it a lot, and we've gotten some really good looks at what they provide. And it did feel like 100 Thieves looked at it and said, hey, if we get first blood, which we often trust to come by way of our ARs, let's let Vancouver come to us because we know they're going to try to get to a 3v3 quickly, and that's how they punish them.
Especially because you were disregarding all the AR players on the side of Vancouver. You know that the way that Surge finds success on a map like High Rise is through their SMGs finding success, making sure you're covering your bases through bottom pit. Even with Joe Deceives falling in that one round where he did get first blooded, this time they make the adjustments. They 3-stack over towards B Street. They take that completely away from Surge. And all it came down to was just focusing on those SMGs. You shut them down, you are able to secure the map. A 6-3 victory there. Now up 2-0 in the series. They are looking for that rematch versus FaZe.
7 first bloods. send it to the next map.
Yep.
That's the only analysis you need. No, there's literally so much that you could look back on. And it may not have been like the sexiest search and destroy. We didn't have 1v2s, 2v4s, but legitimately, in terms of how you put together a chess game, that is absolute perfection from Thieves. Perfect reads on Surge every single time. A couple of decent adjustments for Vancouver, but it just never really felt like they were able to control the identity of what this map looked like.
Thieves are just a lot better at playing their number situations, slowing the game down, realizing, okay, Surge, you are on the back foot. You are forced to try to make a play, even if you're on the defensive side. Because if you allow that bomb to go down at B for free, then it's basically going to be GG, because they were also the #1 team in close plant scenarios. So the fact that they were just slowing down the game every single time, thinking about the fundamentals, the little things. It's just simple as that, man. You find yourself in a 4v3. You go 1 for 1 for 1 for 1. There's one player left standing, and it's usually going to be the player on your side who has the 4 squads. But these, man, they are playing fantastic so far in this championship Sunday.
Legitimately, I think the way I kind of recap that map #2 is in 2 ways. Number one, there's beauty and simplicity. Take your advantage, win.
Yep.
The other side of it, that's just good old-fashioned boring search. You know, you don't have to do anything crazy. Just play your angles, trust each other, and it works out near perfectly for the side of 100 Thieves. So, now all of a sudden we need to start building up how exactly the Vancouver search could look at the remaining maps in terms of finding a way to reverse sweep. It starts with the Karachi control and then goes into a Karachi hardpoint. What's your thoughts, Jay?
Karachi control hasn't really been a good map for them throughout the entire season. But now that your backs are completely against the wall, you have to play some of your best Call of Duty. It's just the way that 100 Thieves are simply outclassing them in that teamwork aspect. That's all control simply comes down to.
And it looked like after day #1, 100 Thieves figured out what went wrong when they played Karachi the first time around. So it's a difficult ask, but the question will stand as we send things to a break and come back for map #3 in Karachi control.
You ever wondered how a Hollywood movie is shot? On a Sony. You review it on a Sony. And how do you make that sound epic? You record it on a Sony. Lunch break on a Sony. So why wouldn't you watch it on a Bravia by Sony?
So far, it's been pretty much all Thieves controlling tempo, controlling the identity of the series. Great news for Thieves fan, Jay.
Fantastic. You're up 2-0 in this series. Now you're going into a Karachi control where you have played it versus Optic. You got slammed, but at least you were able to learn from your mistakes.
And I think the thing about it is it's been methodical, it's been clinical, and we got our toy back. A little Telestrator segment for you guys over how exactly Thieves were able to make Vancouver really change things up pretty dramatically in terms of what they wanted to bring to the high rise. This is in round number 2. So as you get things going immediately, what we talked about very quickly was the fact that Vancouver loved to play aggressive. This time it's a double hit down bottom, straight up towards mid, trying to take that A side of the map. That doesn't really work out all that well. First blood comes through, and then this is what we were talking about, Jay. This is all about Thieves backing off and putting themselves into a position to where they can group together. You're going to see nades cook. This is all about trying to throw it all the way down towards the player on B Street. And then as soon as you start to see the action unfold, they get all the way aggressive to take B Street away. It isolates 04 on the site. You don't know what's at mid anymore. You don't know where this hit's going to come from. And even though 04 does a decent job of stopping this hit initially, the follow-up is so good because Thieves are able to help each other out. And then again, as soon as they get the elimination, you think pick up the bomb, plant, not actually going to happen. You've got good control down one lane, good control through mid, and once again, Vancouver's trying to hit routes to stop this in a 2v3. Doesn't work out for them. You see how the action starts to unfold as we finish off the clip. You got action trying for Vancouver to force a second engagement, but look at Thieves' setup. They are perfectly receiving every single one of these follow-ups.
And it's due to the fact that they knew who they were playing against in that situation. Hook is already taken care of. 04 is already down, so now it's into the AR's hands. They are slow and steady, win the race kind of players, so we're all just going to back up. We're going to continuously play our numbers advantage. Always in a 3v2, you just want to play with that trait ability, and that's what it comes down to, because once a Boozer puts down a couple shots, you gain that info. There's 2 players shooting at him. Brezzy goes for the chow, but that crossfire is already set up, so the Thieves picture perfect on that search and destroy situational plays.
I feel like 9 out of 10 challengers or lower level CDL teams would likely say, we've got the bomb, we've got the site, let's plant. Not Thieves. They're saying, come back towards us. You know your win condition is stopping our plant. So again, very clear head in terms of the awareness that's needed to find the high S&D IQ, and it works out perfectly. So, Telestrator's been fun. We hope you guys are enjoying that. And let us know on Twitter how you feel about that, because I'll be honest, I want to see more of it, but I'm also a big nerd.
Yeah, you actually worked that thing pretty damn good, my friend. So, we still got to get into this map number 3, where the Thieves are currently up 2-0 in the series. This map and mode combination for both of these squads has not treated them well, but like I said, the Thieves have played it this weekend, so they're already switching it up, an all-out aggression over towards this B point.
Looking for that early breakthrough, but this is taking some time. Good hold off by Brezzy. First 2 kills goes his way, and now all of a sudden you've got Hook finding a kill off spawn, putting a little bit of pressure on Thieves. Big bounce back here to start things off for Surge as we're getting full control of the map, including the middle over towards A.
Oh, but Jodeci is able to find that double on the overextension, so you're able to put yourself on that 8 point. First segment about to come in. And the last 2 players that were alive were the SMGs for Vancouver. You're able to at least take down Hoop. First segment already done. There comes Brezzy on the pinch. All your bases covered. Everyone coming off the respawn. Let's try to extend this time early.
Good recovery. Thieves still need to work for a little bit more positioning if they want to get this full 60, and that kill may start things off on the right foot. Ghosty also following up. It's 3 for 1. Should be an opportunity to jump back on the point and get the extra 60 seconds.
And Joe's on 4 in a row, so he's going to put himself in a position to play a couple spawn kills potentially if Vancouver decide to attack over towards A again. But they are looking like they're going to wave the white flag, hit that rotation over towards B, and Kremp trying to make the heads-up play on the Brezzy. Realizes the spot, but cannot get the better of him in that gunfight. And now you're just hoping that Jodeci can stay alive in this positioning because it's so crucial.
He's looking for a route, though. He's going to get the isolated 1v1. What set of shots those are from Abuza. A late reaction, but one that is absolutely perfectly found. And now it's a 3-life lead with Surge continuing to play up through junk.
Surge are doing the fundamental aspect correctly, blocking these close spawns at red, not giving the Thieves opportunity after opportunity to just flood their way on in. But you take care of Abuza. Now those close spawns come in. Hook from the top red. He's able to win that gunfight versus Nasty. And at the same time, 04 finds that kill on the Ghosty. That's already 3 dead in the feed.
Yeah, really good trades from Surge. Really important 1v1s being won by Hook. And even though Thieves are still getting a chance off spawn to still hit this quickly, Surge are still dominating this front red position.
It's already 11, making 10 lives remaining for the Thieves players. You cannot afford to play trade scenarios in this situation. But they find the initial 2 kills. Hook on this pinch, though, might have timed it to perfection with the Renetti. Can he find the second? No, he does not. And now all of Surge are coming coming off the respawn. They still are in a position to potentially contest, but the Thieves are here.
Trophies are not down initially, but Joe, good crossing angle here through mid. Follow-up also on the way from Kremp, who takes down a second. First tick of progress going to get locked. Long route from 04 around the back, but there are 3 members on, so now you got to start to make a move. Fly out of the top routes from Hugh. Out JD on 4 in a row. Prezi trying to pitch, but they're not going to get there in time, and 100 Thieves just win by simply stacking the point.
All it came down to was one opportunity, one double kill to go your way. You're spawning all of Vancouver now over towards that back alley. They are forced to hit routes because you know if you're sprinting down that alley, you're basically getting mowed down by those MCWs. But such a great heads-up play, and it all starts off with Joe Deceives finding that kill. He stays down, plays his life to perfection, allows the stack to come on in, and then the route's just way too long right there from the surge. This has been a struggle for them the entire season on Karachi control, and 100 Thieves, they expose it there.
That's got to be a momentum killer for Surge after the opening they had.
Oh, yeah. They were dominating. They were leading by 7 or 8 lives the entire round.
Well, their first offensive approach straight towards A. Good nades, lots of focus on the utility over towards this A side street, and that's good for 2 kills. So this zone's gone. First tick's going to be at least tallied. Maybe more to come as 04 is starting to get aggressive. He knows the player top fire, and wait, he can actually make a quick transition to B if he wants to. That's indeed the case.
He's just going to force the Thieves players to be split on their defensive look. But you did have a player in Joe Deceives push out towards Junk, so he's going to come back for free and catch that kill. That's now 5 in a row. Another one right in front of him, and he was ready for it onto Hook. 6 cruise missile now earned. You block that close red spawn, and now all of Surge trapped in their base.
Yeah, this is a problem because they don't even get the 3rd tick over at A. A late Septex from Hook does connect, but still, Kremp will just replace him. Moving on up and towards the barrel side at Junk, keeping this Vancouver spawn deep over towards market side. Big follow-up as Zabuza will drop. And once again, Vancouver, a strong start, but a whimper here in the secondary lives.
Oh, but that's a big double right there from Brezzy to take top 3 control away from the Thieves. Now that 3rd segment is slowly getting worked on. They should be able to work to extend this game clock, and you're forcing the Thieves to hit that rotation. Now 2 minutes to work with. They gave up Junk control, so if you are the player coming off spawn in a Booza and your teammates are finding a double, this is the opportunity you were looking for.
Yeah, this is all about isolation at this moment in time. Ghosty will drop. Joe stays very healthy inside the point. 04 on the hunt. Finds him, but not before JD can find a second. 04 still alive and kicking though on 4 in a row. What a snap and turn on to Nasty. That's now good for 5. Contest is in and 04's looking for a cruise.
He's playing for it. He's trying to finesse. Only 56 HP left in the dream, but unfortunately he is gonna fall. And Joe Deceives again with the double is gonna slow down this approach from Surge. Great pistol shots though out of Abuza to catch a triple. Full spawn still in.
It keeps the defense limited in numbers. Over the jump ball, 2 more Thieves make their move in, but it's a beautiful set text from 04 to the front. Doherty follows up with the 3rd. Now they can stack 2 members in, make it all 4. Second tick gonna rapidly be captured, and there's just no way Thieves can get over the top of this wall. This should surely be a 3rd tick, and so it will.
But if I'm Thieves right there, okay, you were able to barge your way into the point. That is fantastic because on a map like Karachi, you probably prefer the attacking side. And so far, Surge, they are outslaying them to bits, even though we're all tied up in segments. Joe Deceives gave them a couple lifelines, but at least he has that cruise missile going forward in the rest of this game. As now Surge are able to tie the game up at 1. But the same defensive look that you showed in round number 1, this time you cannot allow the Thieves to break it as easy.
No, I absolutely agree with you. It feels like, again, hero moments are bailing out Vancouver. Obviously a handful from 04, but Abuza, obviously he gets the 3. Brezzy also had a couple of good moments as well, getting him to 14-7 through the first 2 rounds. Here come Thieves. Second offensive look, pretty much the same as the first, a little bit more reserved over the side of the top 3rd though, as they're just gonna try to extend the clock as cleanly as possible. No action yet. Finally, we start to find each other, and it will be an even exchange.
Oh, that timing right there out of Nasty. He's going to beat himself up about it because he knew who he was playing against. You knew that pinch was going to be open. But unfortunately, moves at the wrong time. So top 3 control in favor of Hook. Second progression slowly getting worked on. Hook's going to give up his position. Also finds that kill onto Ghosty.
Yeah.
And now, if you are Thieves, you got to work your way out of your spawn because that's 3 dead.
Nasty was trying to find a route over through red to B. That gets shut down. And now Hook is in your base. Spawns are also going to be forced around by Surge as they get junkyard control. Good elimination on towards Hook. Allows Thieves to spawn towards market and maybe have a chance from the high ground to jump into A. And with that kill from Kremp, they will do exactly that.
Yeah, it's fantastic place from Kremp to dominate over towards top 3. That double is going to allow that second segment to be complete.
Wow.
Brezzy finding that double. Vancouver might go take another shot at this.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 04 pushing the issue over towards P3 side, so this is forcing Thieves to spawn in the worst possible position, and the setup is perfect from Surge. Hook finds another on towards Kremp. Trade is decent for at least the numbers situation, but it's not enough to get any influence on the point itself, so now we're down to 40 seconds.
Overseas now in a very good spot, though. Still trying to contest it. The shots even better. So far, 15 non-traded kills out of Joe. He's looking for a little help on the rest of the guys, but third segment is coming in. Time is going to be extended, and now all they're looking for is one opportunity. Nasty starts it off for the first. Now there's only one player for Surge here to contest.
Yeah, and 100 Thieves are just forgetting about Abuza at mid-map. They want to put the pressure on the zone. Problem is, Brezzy's in a good spot backside alley to at least stave off some of this hit. Not enough to get through Joe Deceives, though. Now on 3 in a row, 19 and 11. Here comes the return, though, from Surge, from both sides at the same time. It's going to force Joe to have to do something unbelievable. And so far, he's good for it. Are you kidding? On 5 in a row, 21 and 12, it allows Ghosty a chance to jump back in, but Brezzy on his follow-up life is good to clean up the point with the exception of Kremp, but Abuza finds him, and Surge will get back in.
Yeah, if Brezzy doesn't catch that double, that's 100 Thieves taking another attacking round here. But a clutch double always is going to allow you to reinforce your way back on in. Now that Thieves are going to slow down this round a little bit. They're able to find that first kill onto Abuza. They put themselves in the advantage situation with the numbers.
04 looking for a pinch, topside fire. Gonna be right behind this Thieves hit, gets the first cleanly, looking for kill number 2, but it doesn't make much of a difference if he finds this or not because Brezzy is behind him and the kills are good for Vancouver. Down to 50 seconds. Spawns are still close for Thieves. Maybe a chance to immediately try to respond here.
This might be a potential call of the cruise missile if you are the Thieves, but they are falling like flies. That's 2 dead already, even though the close spawns are in. Brezzy and his teammates are combining for the team shots. Now no more respawns for the Thieves, but Ghosty, he has snuck his way on by.
Yeah, this is actually pivotal, especially if you can find the elimination on top single. Instead, he backs out. Plays his life.
Oh!
What a finesse from Ghosty! Trophy system now down. Thieves are flooding from the front. These are their final lives, though, so it has to be perfect. And Kremp and Ghosty are spamming him out through the jump wall, and Thieves steal away the offensive round right at the end.
I thought Surge blew it up in that round number 1 defense, but that one is way worse. There's no more respawns. You allow a player to work his way through red, find a freebie, and at the same time, Nasty finds the second kill. Every single time in control, all it comes down to is a 1 double. You put yourself in a man advantage. Then you send up the stack, and that's forcing the players from Surge to play a lot quicker. Hit that hop over. You don't find any success there. And the Thieves, even though they are getting outslayed heavily, they take another attacking round.
Unreal stuff, man. Making something out of nothing. Lemonade out of lemons, whatever you want to call it. It is just about as heroic as it gets. 2-1 the count. Cruise missile still in the back pocket. Lots of utility. Again, thrown over towards Kremp, who's learned his lesson. And wouldn't you know it, it's a self-nade coming out from Hook and 04 fighting each other. And Kremp follows behind that with Ghosty for support. One more to grab his Hook over the top of the barrels. And you know Ghosty's all gas, no brakes as he finds the kill.
And the cruise missile did get invested out of Joe. He wanted to keep them trapped in the spawn to allow his teammates to take the map away from the Thieves. Now Ghosty has a cruise missile, trying to make it 7 in a row with the pistol, and he's able to find it. Now, Joe, can you find this kill to not allow the last player out? A minute has already been down. 9 lives have been taken away from Vancouver.
Will it blend? Vancouver Surge Edition. They are stuck behind the cafe. Ghosty locking down tire side. A double stack over towards Junk. And you got Nasty just playing quarterback up top, calling the plays. Oh my goodness. Surge are absolutely bottled up. Brezzy creates an opening though through market.
30 seconds to go. You have to try to extend this game clock. And also able to find that kill onto Kremp. So that's already 3 players taken care of. The cruise missile from Ghosty is going to get called in. You're forcing Vancouver to put themselves indoors. You also keep your teammate alive over at the junk area. And now if you are Joe Deceives, you can work this pitch.
How does Ghosty take down Abuza but not his teammate? That is some next level finesse around some very thin shacks. And now you've got a pinstripe kill feed favoring that of Thieves, keeping the A zone open. Last lifeline for Surge, trying to make their way in towards A, and it's Brezzy, because of course it is, able to get the second tick, 3rd on the way.
Now if you are the Thieves, this is the decision-making moment. You do not want to allow this last bit of contest over at this A point to give all the map control in favor of the Surge. But thankfully, you got players like Kremp who are doing the dirty work, blocking that back spawn, and then Joe Deceives, headset crank, catches the timing on 04.
Brezzy up top though, good for his 28th kill. Hook still following up through the middle. Vancouver trying to force their way on in. Holding on as Joe deceives, but only finds damage. Brezzy lives with 1 HP, and now Surge can keep the clock stopped with 2 members on.
They have to focus on that flank too because Kremp did just pick up a kill, so they're trying to relocate. Where the hell did he just go? He's sliding, he's dancing, but he can't do anything because he's trapped into the bus. That's all 4 dead, and Vancouver are going to be able to take the attacking round when it looks like they had absolutely no chance. They're able to force this round number 5.
From spawn trapped to triple stack in the blink of an eye. Wow, what a set of rounds we've had. And now we start to get to the question mark of who gets the offense.
No, it's Thieves, without question.
Okay.
They are getting outslayed. There's only 2 players positive, and Ghosty's +1, Jodeci's +6, everybody else sitting at -10. Guaranteed they get offense here.
All right, let's see if Vancouver can do what has not been done to this point, and that is win a defense. No tools in terms of things like cruise missiles either. What we've largely seen for this Vancouver defense is trying to win that top third side with a lot of early nades towards that A street. Will that continue to be the case?
Brezzy is on 4 in a row, so he could potentially earn himself an early cruise missile with a double. If he can find it early on, nade over the top. This time he's able to connect onto Joe, so they take the man advantage early on, and now they're trying to take top 3.
The trophy system just does not quite get down in time. The frag eliminates that, plus also the initial carrier of JD. 100 Thieves through the middle of the map, finding a way to get on to stop the clock, but Hook up top, a force to be reckoned with, and he's going to set up his teammates to completely overwhelm the A site, leaving Thieves trying to reel coming out of spawn.
Brezzy's on 5 in a row. He wants to play his life as long as he possibly can because this cruise missile can play a big part if they're going to walk away victorious. He's able to find it, and at the same time, Hook on the opposing side is on 5 in a row. 2 cruise missiles will basically get the job done.
One shutdown here, though, on to Brezzy. Leads to wide open pastures for Thieves trying to streak over towards the B side. Joe deceives in a little bit of trouble. Hook was the one throwing the initial shots, and now all of a sudden Vancouver have the crossing angles to make this very difficult, but you only have 04 pushing the issue from the front, and Hook will follow up, essentially using him as bait for a second cruise missile.
So now that's 2 cruises. You instantly want to invest 1 here. There's only 30 seconds left. Call it in. You're forcing the plays from the Thieves to play indoors. It's coming raining. As Hook is going to be able to at least connect onto 1 player. There's a double that he could potentially find, but nothing is going to be able to get done with that cruise. But you still got players shooting their guns.
I'll say 04 was on the chase. He only found 1 of the 2 players, though, for Thieves, so hold on a second. You've got Thieves still alive and well over towards the A site. Abuza's going to take control over towards Junk, so this is going to be an extra 60 seconds here for 100 Thieves. Are they calling a second cruise here? No. Yes, they are. Oh, they don't get the point. This is a huge 1v1. Kremp wins the first. If he finds Hook, this is going to be the extra 60 seconds. No more cruise missiles.
Now that's a double coming in. If you are Kremp, can you find this next wave of kills, or at least the teammates off the respawn are able to retake over towards that junk area? They do not get those close spawns. You need 1 more set of fights to put yourself in the advantage position. But now a minute left on the game clock. Everything tends to slow down at this point.
First shots are good. 04 reclaiming the top side at red. Difficult fight for top single window. Pistol up, but 04 beats him to the punch. Now it's just down to the Thieves, making sure they can come out of spawn safely and maybe find something to the middle of the map to get over towards B, but it's all being shut down by the SMGs of Vancouver.
And Nasty working his way around this pinch. He's able to at least find 1 kill. Sitting nice and comfy at the top AC. Brezzy trying to line up the angle, but Nasty just wants to play his life, and he does it to perfection. There goes a double.
No way.
Make it a triple, and now the Thieves are in.
Here we go. It's going to be a stack. The only player unaccounted for is Hook. But look at Joe deceives. He realizes this. He knows there's someone playing off the flank, and he finds the kill. Now it's just down to what can Vancouver do through the middle of the map.
Oh my God.
It's an absolute breakdown. Not once, not twice, but 3 times as 100 Thieves take it in 304.
Even when you think the Thieves do not have opportunities, just the fundamental aspect of playing your life in control allows them to get the job done here in a clean 3-0 versus the Surge. It was 1-1 on the season. Now they edge them out to make it 2-1 versus this roster. But man, oh man, the teamwork, everything was clicking. You can only imagine what the communication is sounding like. But that is going to be the Thieves taking care of business in a clean 3-0 fashion. Now put their ticket in that Grand Finals rematch versus Atlanta.
Phase beyond 100 Thieves for a Grand Final. and the first ever Esports World Cup championship. What resiliency from this 100 Thieves offense. And Nasty in particular be like, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. Everyone saying, all right. And all of a sudden, Thieves comes surging back, not to use any wordplay or puns, but legitimately they run right on through Vancouver, and like they had in their previous two offense, get the stack for the win. Unbelievable.
And without question, my MVP of that series is 100% going to Nasty, man. All the clutch double kills he was able to find in that map, number one.
I like that
Simply playing his life as well as he did in that control, giving his teammates opportunities to make another play happen. He's always basically not getting the credit because he's the guy who always does the dirty work. But this was the moment he needed to make those plays and make big-time plays. He gets it done to stamp his way into that grand final, man. Unbelievable performance out of the entire team, but Nasty went crazy.
Yeah, dude, I absolutely agree. I mean, the only real downside you could go to is the stat line in map number 3, but like you said, he's the pivot man. He's not the one who's looking to open things up single-handedly. So, great stuff from 100 Thieves. Credit, though, to the Vancouver Surge for putting on one heck of a show and a hell of a run. But we've got Dan Ghosty down on the main stage in the Amazon Arena.